Hi guys, welcome to the least strenuous but potentially the most painful session in this prehab roster. And this of course is rolling out, and specifically rolling out your legs. And so what's happened now is you just got back from a run, you just finished a nice leg session, or you're prepping for ultimate, you're prepping for your sport, you just finished your warm-up, you need to roll out, you have something giving you issues, either long-term or short-term, and rolling out is the best way to get a massage in just before a heavy workout or just after. Yeah, I found that's always necessary, but not everyone knows the best way to roll out and the best way to focus on those areas. So I'm going to take you through a full post-session rollout, and if you need to in a moment focus on any particular muscle group, hopefully this will equip you to do just that. Fair warning, you will get very intimate with your foam roller. So get your own and don't lend it to a friend unless you guys are close. Okay, first thing you need to do is sit on your foam roller. Mine's orange, which is nice and tall. If you want to target your right butt cheek, take your right foot and put it on your left knee. And you'll find as you square off this part of your leg, you will roll onto the outside of your target butt. Okay, now stabilizing yourself with your right hand, left hand on this knee, and just rolling back and forth. Yeah, you really want to push in and target deeply this area. In fact, one thing you don't want to do is do this for too long or too short. Believe it or not, there is a prime time to be rolling out for. That is between 30 seconds and a minute. Before 30 seconds, you're not really helping yourself too much. After a minute, you might be doing damage. Listen to your body, it will tell and direct you. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on time. What you really want to be doing is pushing as hard as you can into this focus area, into the glute. The glute for now, that will change throughout the rest of this workout. Often, for me personally, my knots are on the outside of my glute. If yours are more to the middle, square yourself up and focus on that part, and feel free to come forward. Your lower glutes, outside glutes, all need work. Take this 30 seconds, take this minute, just really focus on anywhere that's sore. You need to loosen up all the muscles to focus on the sore part. So yeah, go around as you need to, as you wish. Okay, so we're at a minute over there, and I want to do the whole right leg and then shift over to the left. Okay. So we're going to switch from there and put this on the top of your hip, this area over here. Very hip flexor focused. This knee out to my left is really focusing on just stabilizing the body. You want to put as much weight as you can bear into the place on the foam roller, nice and slow, pushing in. Try to keep your hips nice and square. You don't want to relax anything too valuable. Go as high as you like, don't go past your hip. We'll focus on abs in another session. And when you feel that that's done, and you want to start coming lower, more into your quad, you take this knee, you lift it off the ground, you take this heel, bring it to your bum, that'll stretch your quad nicely, and then you can roll out. Nice, the top half of your quad, all of your body weight is on that area, nice and slow, pushing into it. It's a great release after a hard workout. Once the top of your quad feels well massaged, readjust again, focus this foam roller on the bottom, keeping your heel nice and close to your bum. Again, keep going, nice and slowly, focusing on the bottom. Now, straighten the leg and do full quad rolls. Take the leisure to rotate and target different areas of your quad. You need to relax the whole thing for what's coming next. Do as much as you can. If I stop before you're ready, put this video on pause and keep going. I find what often happens is my hamstring cramps up in that position. What you want to do then is roll out your hamstring, but we'll get to that. Yeah, If you want to do this before or after stretching, I suggest before, so when you stretch you can focus a lot more on flexibility and muscle recovery. Okay, we're going to take this in from the quad to the groin. You do that first of all by taking this foam roller and turning it 45 degrees up, and that's going to create a line that you can target with your hips. So open up your hips, bring the foam roller nice and deep into your groin, nice at the top, and start rolling out. Again, with every breath you want to push deeper and deeper, not into the floor but into the foam roller. If you find a nice sore spot, spend some time there, get rid of it when it hurts less. You lengthen your movements again. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'll change around just now. You'll be able to see with my left leg. Good job. As this gets more and more comfortable, you want to lengthen. Ideally, by the end of it, your movements will be going from the top of your groin to your knee. There's a tendon that runs all the way down that line and it's sore every centimeter of the way. For me. For you, I hope not, but we'll see. At the moment, I'm targeting the bottom before I stretch into the entire movement. I did say you would get intimate. And I'm talking now because I'm really focusing on pushing nice and hard into that tender groin of mine. Okay. And now that that's over, that's pretty much your glutes and your quad from your right leg. Those are really focus points in the workouts that we do. So they should really be focus points in the post workout that we do as well. That being said, if you do want to work on your hamstrings, we're going to do that now. A lot of people try roll out the side of their quad. I don't, because it hurts a hell of a lot. I was advised though that there's a myelin sheath running here and it's very difficult, and massaging that area is quite tricky because it's so hard. So the benefits compared to the pain are not really worth it. If you feel the benefits and rolling along here, chat to someone who's qualified if you don't take my word for it, but I've been advised by a biokineticist it's not the most beneficial area, so I'm neglecting it for this video. If you believe otherwise, take your time to do it. Similarly with hamstrings, I don't like to go straight down the middle, and I like to rotate onto one side and then the other. I do that by bringing my left leg over my knee. You can take up a lot of weight with this leg, but I really want to focus on getting into the hamstring as we go. Just rolling as we've been doing for the session, just really pushing down, trying to find any sore spots and focusing on those. And you can rotate to the other side, really stretch your leg. Your hamstring attaches towards the inside, so that's really the place you want to focus on as you go through and do this. I'm finding a nice spot up at the top, but by the end of the session we're going to have done the whole hamstring. So wherever you find pain, that's what you want to focus on. Some very curious neighbors looking through my window right now. I do hope that no one else does have this privilege. And that's it for my hamstrings. I'm going to do my calves, both legs at the end of the session. So we're going to shift from our right leg now onto our left. And the set's going to be exactly the same. I'll move through it at ideally the exact same space, but yeah, take your time if you feel there's something you want to work on particularly. So, left leg on right knee, left glute, pushing down into this foam roller. You kind of want to target the entire butt. Roll around, shift your hips, find that spot. If you do find a spot, press into it, chase that feeling. Push in with your right hand into your left knee to make things just that much better, that much more sore, that much more beneficial. If you've never rolled out like this before, you probably want to do like 87 squats or 100 push-ups instead. Oh my gosh, it's painful. But it's beneficial. It's like Imagine how much you'd have to pay for a physio to do this kind of work on your legs. Even on medical aid, that's a steep price. Unless you have a physio friend. If you're a physio and playing Ultimate, welcome. We need you, please. Okay, that's about a minute right there. So we're going to transfer, as like last time, from our glute onto our hip flexor. Hips square, focus on that target area. Get your hips nice and low. Focusing on that, not even quad, higher than the quad, that hip flexor. That thing that hurts when you run too much. That thing you need to run hard and fast. Yes. That's what we're working on at the moment. Some people get benefit from, and you'll find this when you move on to quads, some people find more benefit in stretching their quad, so bringing up their heel as they do it. Other people find benefit in relaxing their quad. I like to start with a stretch and then shift to a relaxed quad, to get nice and deep into that muscle tissue. I say that as we move into quads, upper quad, I'm stretching mine. I just find this works best for me to stretch first and then relax as we go into the full quad work. But yeah, again, when you're doing the hip flexors, don't rotate too much, but as you work on it, use your quads, feel free to rotate. Your quad's a big muscle in your body, you need to hit all of it. Coming up to do the lower part of your quad. Knee still bent, especially here. Ooh. The more you stretch it, the more you feel it. Your right leg, ideally, is not bearing any weight. If you want to make it difficult, you can put it on top. That is sore, but hey, good for you. Okay, now I'm straightening my quad, doing the full rollout. That is nice and painful. Rotating as I go down, as I come up. Finding a nice, painful line. Really working that until it stops. And I'll call it there. Again, if you feel you need to work a little bit more on a particular area, go for it. I'm going to face the same way, so I turn around, you can see where I work my hamstring on the other side. We're going to start at the outside of the hamstring, bringing your right leg over in line with your left knee to begin, and off we go. I really like to hold my knee. The stability aspect is nice, but also puts a lot more weight into your hamstring. This is a bit of an awkward position to have your center of mass over that area, so nice way to do it. Just push into your knee. Whew. And when you're happy with that half of your hamstring, shift to the inside half. Again, I have the most pain up by my glutes. We haven't done groin this side yet, we'll get there now. Sorry about that. Well done if you noticed. 10 points. You can keep tally, but the points, like umbrellas in Cape Town, are useless. Okay. I use humor to cope with the pain, something you'll learn about me. When you are nice and replete with the work you've done on this hamstring, we're going to jump over and switch to groin. If this is your second or third time watching it, you may have paused the video and done your groin already. But I'm going to go back there because this is my first time doing the video. Taking your foam roller, the left side up 45 degrees and just nestling down in there with your hip open, adjusting to find the line you're rolling on. If you're like me, you're going to feel a little bit of a stretch in the groin as you exhale into this area. That's a good thing. Knee bent, leg straight. You decide whatever works for you. I like to focus on the top up here with my leg bent, and then as I go into the close to the knee part of the inside of my quad, I'll straighten my leg. I'm going to jump in now. Really just keeping your hips square with the floor, opening up your groin, it's nice and vulnerable, and then just making it flipping sore. That's the goal. Sounds weird, but hopefully you'll wake up tomorrow feeling a bit looser, feeling a little bit better, possibly a bit more bruised than if you hadn't done this. Taking some extra time on this groin because I feel bad for neglecting it so long. And we're done. What we've done in that session often takes up a lot of pressure on the shoulders. Often this is done after a workout, so if you are tired over there, I like to interject by rolling out my back. My lower back gets tight quite often. This does beat up on your kidneys a bit. It's not going to cause you any damage, it's just going to hurt. But yeah, so what I like to do is focus on the lower part of my back and then the upper part. Either way, giving yourself a nice big hug helps alleviate that, helps focus that pain and stretches out your back. But for now, pick a side. You've given it a slight warm up by being parallel, picking the right hand side, really getting in there, breathing into that painful area, and rolling out as we go. When you're happy with that side, shift over, same thing. The back's nice because so much of your weight is in this area, in your torso, so you can just load it with body weight. Oh my gosh, put everything you have right there. If you do have a foam roller and it is a bit too painful for you, if you do this on a slightly softer surface, I'm doing it on a hard floor, you can do it on a mat or you can wrap your roller in a towel and that alleviates the pain. So it's not as beneficial, but if it's the difference between you rolling out and not rolling out, then do it. Move to upper back, giving yourself a hug again, have your back flexed, that's not a problem. Deep breath in and out as you roll into this. Stretching your arms, you work your shoulders as well. Target your shoulders as well. Adjust as you see fit. Good job, guys. Rolling out. Probably in tournament game, in leading up to tournament, probably more beneficial than doing any sort of prehab or rehab. Between games, it's a great substitute for warm-ups. Post-game rollout sessions are amazing. I'm moving now onto my right lat, right upper shoulder on the back, shoulder blade. Feels uncomfortable, but I can feel it's hurting the muscles. I cannot underemphasize the benefit that knowing how to roll out is going to have on your body at the tournament. It's a skill. It's not fun to learn. It's not fun when you become a master, but man, this is just so good for you. You find as well, after 2 or 3 days of throwing backhands, if you're a puller especially, if you're hucking, your shoulder's going to get tight. You really are going to need something to alleviate the pain. And if all you have is a big foam roller like this, that's how you do it. Again, shoulders have a nice break. And focus on our quads. Like everything we've done so far, we're going to break it up. Sorry, calves. Don't know if you can see mine. They are side-ons. They might be lost in the 2-dimension. We're going to break our calf up into 2 sections. 1, the muscle at the top, and 2, this what's pretty much just a tendon for me, but it hurts a lot when you push into it. Okay, so what you want to do is cross your legs for extra weight, and then focus on the lower half first. If you break your calf down into 3 parts of the cylinder, we're outside, middle, inside, and that's what we're going to focus on, probably 10 to 20 seconds each. Because it is such a small focused area, for me especially, you don't need to work too hard on it. to get the desired effect. Yeah, point your toes, flex your toes, change it up, see what works for you better. Like all things here, listen to your body. Just rocking back and forth, rotating towards the middle. Still focusing on the lower half of the calf and the outside part. My left foot at the top here is just really focusing on putting weight where it needs to be. Okay, now it's the nice meaty section of the calf. Probably indistinguishable on my legs, but hey, you know your own bodies quite well, right? So we're rolling up here into the meat of it, really pressing down as hard as you can. For me, my knees are a bit heavier than my feet, so I'm crossing my leg like this. You guys do what you need to do. I find for the lower part of my calf, pointing my toes is better, but for the higher part, man, this flex I get over here is just, oh, that hurts. There, I'll open up a spot. Man, just digging into that as much as I can. That is unpleasant. Again, rotating over onto the inside of your calf. Again, guys, in a sport like ours, or trail running, or anything dynamic, you really are going to do a number on your calves. Change in direction, acceleration, jumping. It's all in the calf, eh? So if you don't take care of your calves, the tournament's going to come up short. Especially that final day, and that's when the matches matter. That's when the matches determine your final position. That's when you need to be firing on all cylinders, firing better than your opposition. Switching over to the left leg, starting lower half outside. So yeah. Nice release. Rotating towards the center. Playing with the flexation of your calf, seeing what benefits you the most. Yep, that is beneficial. Oh my goodness. And rotating to the center. If you still have power left, pain tolerance left after you've done the two halves of the calf together, feel free to throw in big long movements to do the entire thing. Yeah, good luck. The important thing to note is you want to do it in such a way where you're putting as much of your body pressure on it as possible. If you're lying down and just rolling your leg, you're not doing much. If you're over here, bending your knee like that, there's no weight pushing down. So you really want to put as much weight on there as possible and then pivot about your shoulders to get, because then your entire body weight is focused on your hands and this tiny portion over there. Guess which one's going to hurt. Okay, shifting now to the upper portion of the calf, rolling out. As we've done before, each breath you take, breathe. As you exhale, exhale into the calf. So all the yoga instructors say, breathe into your muscle. I don't know what it means exactly, but if you visualize it, it seems to hurt a lot more. So, yeah, I found the same spot on this calf. Rotating from outside to in as you go. Nice long movements, nice short movements. Listen to your body. It's going to go through different things. Ultimately, it's such a dynamic sport. Your calves are going to come up against many challenges and it's going to affect them differently. So there's no one rule fits all over here. You really just need to get the position right, load it with your body weight and see what's sore. Really pile on into that. If it's too sore, again, do this on a softer surface. Grass, probably the best you're going to get. Don't do it on a bed, you waste your time. Put down a towel, put down a yoga mat. Alternatively, if this itself is really hard, wrap it up in a towel. Do something like that. But yeah, this brings us to the end of our rolling out. I'm going to finish up here with my calves. or what's left of them after the session. But yeah, best of luck with preparations for the season. I know we're starting rolling out a little bit early. Your legs might not be as sore, but you don't want to start this when your legs are super sore and super tight. You're not going to have a good time. You really want to condition your legs to this level of pain before you really need it. So start this now. So when you are rolling out in season, it is a lot easier. You know what you're doing, and you realize how beneficial it is. But yeah, best of luck with the rest of your preparation, and we'll see you on the field soon.